Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thanks so much for stopping by. Today I wanted to show you how I take these Peruvian curl Brazilian virgin bundles and I turn them into a really amazing DIY curly fro. So first, here's the closure. It is a 3.5 by 4 inch middle part closure, and that's a nice little texture shot. I really wanted to show you guys the texture of this hair because the curls are so pretty and tight. So I mix up my Kaleidocolors and my peroxide until I get the right consistency because you want it to be a bit thick. You never want it to be so thin and runny that it can actually go through your lace and onto your hair. So to make sure that it doesn't bleed onto your hair, after I put my bleach on, I go ahead and I turn it bleach side down on my aluminum foil, and I go ahead and fold that up and set that aside. So since I had some extra bleach left over, I decided that I wanted to lift the color a little bit on the ends of this hair and make it a little bit more fallish. Now, the color I was going for was burgundy. I don't really get to that burgundy color, but you will see later on in the video that it does lift to a nice honey blonde, although it could have been a little bit scary there. So ladies, watch your time because you do not want to go any longer than 20 minutes. So after 20 minutes, I go ahead and I take my closure. This is a 14 inch, by the way, and I rinse out all the bleach and I shampoo it very, very well, and then I deep condition. And I wanted to show you guys what the closure looked like after the knots have been bleached. So it should look like your scalp. We should be able to see whatever your skin tone showing through and not the knots themselves. And I go ahead and I cleanse and condition the rest of the bundles, which are 16 inch, 18 inch, and 20 inch. And as you can see, the ends lifted to a very nice honey blondish color. So this is the base that I chose as far as my wig cap is concerned. Very, very simple. It just has 2 adjustable straps. It doesn't even have combs. And I went ahead and I took my wig pins and I secured my closure at the top where I was going to start sewing. I always sew my closure down before I sew any of the wefts on because you want to make sure that your closure is exactly where you want your part. And then after you do that, you just go ahead and find something nice to watch on television, sit down and get comfortable, and sew all the wefts around on your wig cap. What's up, RJ? And once I have all of my wefts sewed on, the end result is this. And now that the hair is dried, and I've been messing with it a lot, it's kind of frizzy, but that won't matter at all because what I'm gonna do to the wig at the end, but you'll see that. So here is the construction of the cap. I'm going to go ahead and add combs right where my thumbs are. If you want, this would be a perfect time to add a lace band for even more security. But I just wanted to show you guys what the inside of the cap looked like. So now I'm going to remove this black lace part so that it doesn't interfere with my closure. And that is Sam messing with Shaquafala. So now it's all cut. I'm going to plop it on my head. I pulled the wig down and I secured it. I made sure to make my part where my braids were so that it lined up perfectly. And now I am styling the hair in a technique I call frantic. I don't even know what you would call this, but it worked. My goal is to break up the definition because this hair, when you start picking it apart, it's kind of like a braid out. Like with really small braids, and I really liked the big volume look that it gave me. So I kept picking at it and kept pulling at the hair until it got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And once I was satisfied with the way the hair looked, that's when I decided to add a little bit of shaping to it. So I broke out my scissors and I started snipping here and there until I got a nice rounded shape. So after I bleached my hair, I noticed that my ends weren't as moisturized as I thought they were gonna be when they dried. Also, I was messing around with it a lot when it was wet. And everybody knows, like, if you're trying to not disturb your curl pattern so your hair looks nice and shiny when it's dried, you don't mess with it. And I did the opposite because I was sewing. But anyway, after I style the hair, if I decide that I want to do a twist out or a braid out on this hair, I would actually go ahead and wash it and deep condition it first, and then go ahead and mold the style into my hair. But I'm loving the way it looks right now. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys what it looks like on the sides and the back so that you can see for yourself. So there you go, guys. Very simple, easy style that you can recreate at home. It took me literally less than 10 minutes to pick and fluff and make the volume as big as I liked it. I love the way it came out. Thank you guys for watching. All the information for this hair will be in the description box below, and I'll talk to you guys later. Take care. Can you play Super Mario Brothers?
Nope.
Yes, you can.